my loves. My loves, let me ask you something honest, something sacredly deep, something maybe a little hard to admit even. Have you ever met a man who was actually good to you? I'm not talking perfect here, but he was present. He showed up consistently, he followed through, he made plans with you, he didn't ghost you, he like looked you into your eyes and he meant it. And yet, something inside of you like recoiled, like tensed up or shut down. You probably thought, he's too available. I don't feel the spark. The chemistry is simply not there. Maybe we're just better off as friends. But beneath the all of this overthinking, beneath the recoil, the pulling away, the shutting down, there was a quiet voice whispering, which you might not have been conscious of, that said, this is what I always wanted. This is what I said I wanted. And still you couldn't receive it. Why is that? Why is that the very thing our soul longs for? Love that feels safe, steady, sacred, sometimes feels like the hardest thing to trust. Why does having been fully chosen feel threatening? Why does devotion feel like danger sometimes? I want to answer this very question with you today in this video, because what you are experiencing isn't sabotage, beauties. It is not brokenness. You are not broken. It is a trauma response, and it deserves compassion, it deserves empathy, it deserves understanding. So stay with me, and we're not here for surface level dating advice or any strategies. Welcome to the Apsara Academy. This is where we embody real love, soul level healing, and unshakable feminine power. And today we're going to unfreeze the part of you that forgot how to trust good, real love. Let's begin, shall we? I'd like to actually start with a personal story of mine, and honestly, I feel a little embarrassed saying this now, but there was a moment early on in my relationship with my now husband that I will never forget. After this is because after years of being in toxic, unavailable relationships, something in me back then subconsciously just expected love to be dysfunctional, I suppose. It was the only thing I knew. Dysfunction was my normal, my comfort zone. So when this sweet, grounded man walked into my life, see, he was consistent, he was caring, he was thoughtful. I thought, wow, what a lovely soul. But something in me didn't know what to do with all of that. See, he was kind, he was respectful, he was attentive. It sort of felt way too real. After just the few beautiful, very easy dates, maybe the fifth or sixth dates, he began leaning in. He wanted more. He started treating me like a woman he could see a future with. He moved forward with commitment, safety, love, devotion towards me. And guess what I did? I freaked the hell out. I also judged him. I thought less of him. I told myself he was too soft, he was too eager, this is a red flag. Told myself stories like he's too nice, he is too available. And eventually, there was a moment when I told him, of course, with kindness, that you're such a lovely soul, but I think we should just be friends. Can you believe that? That was healthy love knocking at my door, and I slammed it shut. In hindsight, I know that was everything I had prayed for. But back then, I couldn't feel true, real love because my nervous system wasn't wired to receive healthy love. It took me a full year, darlings, believe me or not. It took me a full year to soften enough to let him in. And thank God he didn't walk away. He stayed in touch. He kept gently showing up for me. And it took me nearly a year to soften, to unwind, to feel safe enough to let him in. That's when I realized that when your nervous system is wired for trauma, love that doesn't hurt might actually trigger you. It might scare you. You might judge it as too boring, too easy, not good enough, not sexy enough, not hot enough, no chemistry there. This happens to so many women, darlings. And I truly feel we don't talk about this enough. And I need you to hear me now. See, you're not crazy for feeling fear when love shows up in a very healthy way, because not all women fear rejection. Like some of us literally fear being fully seen. Let me say that again. Not all women are afraid of being rejected or abandoned. Some of us are afraid of being fully, truly chosen. Why? Because some of us weren't raised on love that was safe. We were raised on scraps, on love that made us wait, on love that made us beg, love that was inconsistent, love that was confusing, love that was conditional, or straight up even abusive, physically abusive, verbally abusive. So, our bodies, right? We learned how to chase for love, how to perform for love, how to anticipate someone else's moods so we wouldn't get hurt. And slowly we wired our nervous system to expect love to be unavailable. That was the belief system, that was the thought behind the thought. So when a man finally shows up with his full heart, let's say he texts back right away, when he remembers what you said last week, when he remembers your preferences, when he acts according to your preferences, when he's emotionally available, when he's consistent, when he's present, instead of receiving it fully and enjoying it, something inside you tightens. You might condemn it, saying, "This is too much. Something feels off here. I don't know if I'm ready." But the truth, it's not that he is too much, it's that we were never taught how to feel safe being adored. And your body, bless her, is just trying to protect you from something that feels so unfamiliar. Because Believe it or not, ladies, even success in love can feel just as scary as failure in love, especially if love has always meant walking on eggshells for you, if love had meant being ghosted after opening your heart, if love has meant betrayal, cheating, heartache, pain, if love had breadcrumbed you for years, or you had to fight for someone's attention, affection. So when ease in love arrives, when love is just there waiting for you to receive it, we mistake it for danger. The unfamiliar is scary, right? Because in safe, healthy love, there is no chaos to solve, no drama to interpret, no struggle, lack, push pull, pain, pleasure, dynamics to obsess about. Just love, real love, simple, quiet, steady, and sometimes that is the scariest thing of all. Let's pause right here, my love. Let every cell on your body hear this truth now. It's not that you're afraid of love, you're afraid of love that doesn't hurt. Now, let's talk about something most people miss entirely. Because when it comes to trauma responses, right? Everyone talks about fight or flight. Those are the masculine coded survival instincts, trauma responses, fight and flight. They look loud, obvious, action oriented. But there is another trauma response, one that lives in the feminine body, and it's called freeze. And this one, it's so sneaky, so quiet, and very misunderstood. Because you're not like running away, you're not fighting, you're not arguing, you're just stuck, frozen inside your own skin. And for so many women, especially those who have survived emotional neglect, betrayal, abandonment, we don't run away from painful love. We freeze inside it. Let me explain that. Let's say a man shows up. He offers his time, his attention, he protects you, he provides for you. His heart is open, he speaks with clarity, he says in so many words, I want you, I love you, I choose you, I want to marry you. And instead of relaxing, right, your body contracts, your mind starts spiraling. You feel so many somatic symptoms. Maybe your stomach gets tight, your chest feels numb. Maybe your mojo disappears, or your desires, your heat, your chemistry, all of that might evaporate. You might say, I don't feel the spark, something feels off. Maybe, or you might like slow it down, push the pause button and say, maybe I need more time, and confuse the guy. But what's really happening is this: your nervous system is trying to protect you from a kind of love you've never learned to metabolize, you've never learned to normalize, you don't understand, you just don't get it. So it's not that the man is wrong, it's not that love is wrong, it's just that your body doesn't believe that this is safe. Because safe love, real, nourishing, grounded love requires more vulnerability than you've ever allowed to experience within yourself. And especially if you were taught that love equals pain, hurt, struggle, that love will hurt you, love equals abandonment, love equals survival stress, then love without those things feels like death to the identity that you've built around pain and love and your belief system about love. Ladies, the feminine freeze is not failure, beauties. It is an invitation to unthaw, to remember, to gently open, not by force, but by truth, like the truth I'm sharing with you now. So, if you've ever felt numb when a good man enters your life, if you've ever quietly panicked when someone fully chooses you, sweetheart, you're not cold hearted. You're just frozen. The frozen woman don't need fixing, they need safety, warmth, and the permission to melt. All right, my love, let's pause here because all of this, the freezing, the overthinking, the pushing away of good, real love, it doesn't shift with more information, right? It shifts with deep healing, the great work, as I call it, the inner work. It shifts with embodiment. So take a moment wherever you are, sitting, lying down, curled up in bed. Just be still with me in this moment. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart if you're called to. Place your other hand on your womb or your belly, whatever feels safe enough, wherever your hand feels safe enough to land. And now, breathe with me, right? Inhale slowly through your nose. Let the air reach the bottom of your belly. Feel it expand like warm honey. Exhale even slower. Let your shoulders drop. Allow your jaws to unclench. Allow your whole body lower into the ground, holding you beneath you. Now, with your next breath, I want you to whisper softly or out loud or in your own mind's voice. It's safe to melt. It's safe to receive. It is safe. I don't need to protect myself from love anymore. Breathe. I'd like you to visualize a rose blooming in your heart, slowly, petal by petal, not rushed, not forced, just a softening. Let it open on its own, no pressure, just through your breath. Give it your permission. You are the woman who melts in the presence of real love. Not because you're weak, but because you're finally safe enough to feel it all. Take a final breath in, and as you exhale, whisper, repeat after me. I am letting love land in me. I am letting love land in me. I am safe to be adored. I am safe to be adored. I am the woman who gets to receive it all now. And so it is. Amen. Ladies, if you felt something shift during that ritual, even if one layer of your armor began to melt, to soften up, then this is your moment, my beauty. Drop this in the comment if you feel called to. It's safe to melt now, and let us know. Where do you feel this in your body, this release in your body? Where did you feel it? Because this isn't just a random YouTube video you just came across, okay? This is a sacred space for healing, a place where we don't just talk about love in a very superficial or strategic tricks and tips way. We become the version of ourselves that can hold love. So if this moved you, if you vibe with my content, if you like my vibe, share this with a sister who's probably secretly scared of being chosen, right? Don't forget to hit that like button because YouTube algorithm, this helps this message to reach more women, all right? And don't forget to subscribe, of course, because this, ladies, is just the beginning of your healing. Trust me. I promise you, if you stay with me through all of my videos, all right, and do the inner work, do the healing work, the woman you're becoming, she will not recognize the version of you that doubted if she was ever even worthy of love, right? Okay. Now, if I'm looking down, it's because I have some notes here, all right? Let's see. Now, maybe this has happened to you. In fact, I'm willing to bet that it has. Let's say you're single, you're dating, and he calls, or your partner, or your husband, right? He calls when he says he will. He listens to you speak, like really listens. He remembers little things about you. He plans the date, the future, pays attention, shows up on time. His actions and his words are aligned. And instead of melting, leaning in, open heartedly receiving it, and softening into the warmth of real love, you feel resistance, annoyance, maybe, even repulsion. Maybe you roll your eyes when he texts too fast, when his response is fast. Maybe you cringe a little when he compliments you too much and you doubt all of his compliments. Or maybe you sit with your girlfriends and say, "Oh, he's sweet, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it," right? Or you feel he's too available. It's not exciting, hot enough. There's no pleasure, pain, roller coaster there. You think he's great on paper, but I don't feel the spark. But my beauty, what if that isn't disinterest, right? What if that's fear? Not loud fear, not panic, but quiet fear. The kind that lives in the body. The kind that says, "Ooh, this feels too safe and I don't trust safe." Let that land for a moment, yeah. Let your body hear it. Because here's the thing, ladies. When trauma is in your past, but still unprocessed in your body, safety can feel like suffocation. Love can feel like a trap. Kindness can even feel like danger dressed in sheep's clothing. You don't trust kindness. So, all these things, right, is not because he is wrong, but because your body doesn't yet know the difference between love that's safe and love that just is familiar, all right, unsafe. See, now you don't have to answer out loud, but I want you to be deeply honest, raw and honest to yourself right here. with yourself. Have you ever lost interest in someone simply because they were too available, because they were consistent, because they didn't make you chase them? Everything felt calm, peaceful. If yes, then sweet love. That wasn't boredom that you felt. That was disorientation. Your nervous system wasn't bored, it was confused. Because that calm you feel with real love in your body somatically might feel like a void, because you've only ever known love as a storm. And when you sense peace and calm, it might feel empty and void, and you might feel bored. And that, my beauty, is what we are healing right here together. One breath, one memory, one embodied shift at a time. So, how are we going to do that? Of course, our very first journal prompt. I need to take a moment and a sip of something liquidy that got a little intense in my body as well. Right. Let's dive deeper. Ready? I hope you've taken a moment to go grab your journal and your pen. If you haven't, pause this video right now and get to it, ladies. Because I don't want you to rush this next exercise, my love, okay? Because what we're going to be touching here, it's sacred ground, and I don't want this to be just another video excuse me, that you just kind of half watch on your phone, right? This channel isn't made for passive content consumption. Every video of mine, most of them, every is a holy transmission that you get to hear from me. It is like a mini masterclass. It's a sacred embodiment session, like it's coded for energetic shifts. And if you actually do the work, the journal prompts, the breath work, the inner reprogramming work that I guide you through in each and every one of my videos, then darlings, I promise this, trust me, take it on faith. You will not recognize your life a few months from now. You will have quantum leaped. You would have softened into love that reflects your divinity. You will become the woman who can finally receive what she craves for, what she asks for, what she truly desires. So let's pause together now. Go get your journal and pen and get ready to go as deep as you would like to on these questions. All right, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Inhale softness, exhale protection. Inhale permission, exhale performance. Now ask yourself this question: where in my life do I contract when things begin to go well? Where in my life do I contract when things begin to go well? Feel it in your body. Look back at your memories. No judgments, no censorship. Just sacred presence, just unconditional awareness, just diving deep into your soul with your journal. Now ask yourself, what version of me is scared of love that doesn't hurt? Let me repeat that again. What version of me is scared of love that doesn't hurt? Is it the girl who was always the strong one, the one who had to smile while breaking inside, the one who got breadcrumbs and called it, ooh, feast, it's so great? Let her speak now. Don't silence her with logic. Don't censor her. Don't rush past her discomfort, her somatic feelings. Pause this video if you must and write it all down. Whatever comes, let her speak. Allow her the grace, compassion, empathy, and the spaciousness. Allow her to unravel. And when you're ready, come back to this video. All right? So go away and do this now and come back when you're done. Because this is what we do in the Apsara Academy. We don't just talk about feminine power, right? We become it. One embodied truth at a time. One somatic layered healing at a time. If you're brave enough to share your truth, drop it in the comments if you feel called to. This is the part of me that's still learning to receive love. Or simply write, I'm ready to be held, to be seen. I'm ready for real love. All right? Do that little thing and let it mirror back to you. And also you'll never know, darling, who you might inspire with your vulnerability. All right? So you've done the journaling, you've come back, you've looked into some of your stories, you might have named the fears, you might have felt the fears in your body, but now let's just bring your body back into safety, because it's not your mind that pushes real love away, all right? It's your body that doesn't know that it's safe yet. So let's remind her, not with logic, but with sacred presence, right? Be with me here, stay with me here. Let's take a deep, gentle breath in. And as you exhale, just soften. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaws. If it means dropping to the floor, drop to the floor. Melt your belly into the seat or floor beneath you. Now place one hand on your heart, one hand on your womb or belly. Feel the warmth, feel the presence of your hands. Let them give you the permission. Close your eyes, sink in deeper. Now repeat softly, like a lullaby. It is safe to be loved this deeply. It is safe to rise and not self-abandon. It is safe to receive steady love. And again, but this time don't just say it. Let your bones hear it. Let your blood believe it. Let the child inside of you finally rest and melt and release. Visualize with me. Imagine your heart not as a stone fortress, but as a flower, a soft, rose-colored blue, held gently in the center of your chest. Now imagine it slowly opening, petal by petal, unrushed, unforced, bathed in golden sunlight. There's no timeline. There's no one rushing you. Only breath. Only safety. Only sacred receiving. This is how we begin to rewire our nervous system. This is how we reframe the body to trust real love. Not through fixing, but through feeling and presence and awareness and being in the somatic states of discomfort. Not through performing, but through allowing. This is the work of the feminine. Not efforting, but opening. Let this be enough. Let this moment change you. Even if only a little, even if it's just a tiny little bit. Because even the smallest shifts, my darling, create huge, big timelines. Right. Now that your body is soft, now that your breath might have slowed down, let's go even deeper. This is going to get deliciously beautiful because what's rising in you now, it's not just a feeling, it's an identity, a pattern, a protector, an old version of you that was built to survive, and she has a name. We call her, in my world, we call her the orphaned girl. She is the one who learned to earn love, who had to become perfect, who had to please, who had to be polite all the time, who had to be quiet, so no one would leave her, so someone might stay, someone will take care of her. She learned to read the room before speaking. She learned to be quiet. She knew how to sense danger in the slightest tone shift. She could feel abandonment coming like a storm. She was brilliant, adaptable, and my God, she tried so hard to be enough. But her love template was built on proving, and her relationships were built on survival. And now, real love has arrived, not in chaos, not in drama, but in devotion. And she doesn't know what to do with that because no one taught her how to receive what didn't first hurt her. But here's the truth. You need to feel now, my love. She is not the one meant to lead your love life anymore. Her time was sacred, but it's complete. Because there's another woman rising in you now. And she is your future. She is the unthawed, softened queen. She doesn't chase love. She doesn't shrink herself. She doesn't perform. She doesn't overthink. She knows that her presence is the magnet, that her breath is the invitation. Her softness is her strength. She doesn't hustle for affection or attention or for love. She receives it. She doesn't guard her heart behind sarcasm, silence, or strategy. She lets it break open. Not because it's being shattered, but because it's finally safe to bloom. She is the one who lets love land. She is the one who says, I no longer date from fear. I love from truth now. Let her lead. Allow her to rise and lead your love life. Because when the healed, softened queen takes the throne, love transforms. She is love, and her love transforms. Men rise. The world will rearrange around her radiance. And most importantly, she doesn't question whether she's worthy of love. She knows love was always hers because she is love itself. Let's breathe that in together, shall we? Inhale. I am no longer the girl who had to earn love. Exhale. I am the woman who receives now. Let me take a moment. All right, are we ready to dive deeper with journal prompt 2, my loves? Let's take all of this truth even deeper now, because you've just met her, the woman inside you who doesn't need to perform for love, the one who doesn't need to shield or armor up to be chosen. She doesn't have to pretend, perform, become someone else, someone she's not. I want you to spend just a few sacred minutes with her. So take a deep breath again with her. Maybe touch your chest softly. Maybe let your spine curve like a rose in sunlight. And now I want you to ask her with this journal prompt, what would it look like to fully receive love without having to earn it? What would it look like to fully receive love without having to earn it? Not just love from a man, but love from the universe, love from life, love from your own heart, from your own mind, from your own body. What would change? How would you walk differently? What would you stop doing? Who would you cut off from your life? Who would you not respond to? How would you think to yourself? How would you speak to yourself? Allow yourself to write everything out, even if it doesn't make sense at the moment, even if it brings up grief, even if it brings up tears, it's okay. Even if your hand trembles a little, ask. Go deeper. What if it was safe to be adored? What if it was safe to be held? What if it was safe to be fully chosen? Don't rush to answer. Just feel what rises. Because maybe you've never actually let yourself want that kind of love, because wanting it felt dangerous. Because letting yourself be adored meant you could lose it. But here's the truth, it is not weak to be held, it is holy. And your softness, my darling, was never the problem. Your scarcity of safety was. And that's what we are building here. Safety through story, right? Through sisterhood, through sacred embodiment work. If something rose in you, shifted in you during these prompts, drop it in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you learned, right? Or answer this question. I'm learning to receive without earning this, right? Or share a sentence from your journal if you feel brave enough, right? This space is your mirror and your circle. And if this is like your first time doing this kind of deep somatic archetypical work, I welcome you to the Apsara Academy. This isn't just content, all right? This is a transformational portal. These are not just videos, they are spiritual, energetic activations. And if you choose, if you decide to walk with me here, you will rise as the woman your younger self never believed she was allowed to even become. Right? I promise you that. You trust me, take my word on that. The only thing I ask of you is to do the work. Listen to this content, yes, come back to this content, revisit. All that is great, yes. But the most important thing is to do the work I walk you through in these videos. Right? So if this video cracked something open in you, even just a tiny little bit, even if your breath deepened, even if your body just softened just that little bit, if your younger self felt seen or even grieved the love she didn't receive, then this is your sacred moment, my love, right? Let me know in the comments, or drop this in the comments. Drop a heart emoji in the comment if it landed. And repeat to yourself when you drop that heart emoji. It's safe to be loved now. When you drop that heart emoji, repeat this to yourself. I no longer have to earn love. Let yourself be witnessed, because you are not alone in this unraveling. Trust me. There are thousands of other women just like you who are unfreezing, thawing, unlearning, and returning to softness. And if this is the first time you've ever felt um, called called to your heart, called to your home by a YouTube video, it's not by accident. Trust me, there's a reason. Okay, you've entered a sacred temple space. It's not just a trend. So don't forget to hit the like button, ladies, not because you're told to, but because we want this message to reach every woman who's secretly scared of being chosen, secretly scared of real love. Okay? And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, not because it's content you should watch, but because every video I create here is a sacred transmission. These are like mini master classes coded with potent transformational work. So do the work, the journaling work, the breath work, the embodiment work, right? Your life will shift slowly, subtly at first, and then it'll compound over time. Your relationships will evolve, and your identity, most importantly, right? Your belief, your identity as a woman will soften into power. Interesting term, isn't it? I love that. Soften into power. So share this with a sister, with someone who always dates chaos and pain and heartache. She always attracts that kind of relationship and doesn't know why, and that's a repetition pattern in her romantic life. Or with someone whose heart is secretly begging to feel safe again. All right, this is your circle, not just mine. And I'm honored and really proud to be walking this path with you. Let's close this holy sacred transmission with a closing ritual, a prayer, a pure intention setting. We'll close this together, my love. Place your hand on your heart, whatever feels the best for you, and take one final breath with me. Inhale softly, exhale fully. And now, let these words wrap around your nervous system like silk, like air, like cotton candy. May every contraction in your chest become an invitation to soften. May you rise not with fear, but with reverence. May you remember that love that doesn't hurt is not boring, it's holy, it's sacred. And may you become the woman who receives this kind of love with grace. You are not the woman who has to earn love anymore. You are not that girl who must beg for breadcrumbs. You are not the version of yourself who confuses absence with passion. You are the softened queen. And from this holy moment forward, you no longer abandon yourself in the name of connection with another. You no longer run from what feels good. You no longer confuse calm with something's missing. You allow real love to land. You let him choose you fully. You allow life to hold you. And if you ever forget that, you can always come back here, beauties. You can rewatch this video. You can re-breathe into all of these practices. You can make it your own. You can remember. Because the Apsara Academy isn't just a YouTube channel, babes. It's a sacred remembering space. And I'm not just here to teach you about love, okay? I'm here to literally walk you back into love. One video at a time, one shot at a time, one breath at a time, one blooming of a beautiful rose petal at a time. So, until next time, stay soft, stay powerful, stay open, my beauty.